So I wonder if you think this would solve some narcotraffic problems with this.
Yeah, now do I put the headset on? Or? Nice. Yes, because you're going to, I'm going to...
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I think you should ask your questions in Spanish unless it's much better than what Yeah, listen, the movie is not about marijuana legalization. Let's make that very clear. And, you know, we can talk about politics all day long. I'm not ashamed. I've been talked about it yesterday and on television. Personally, I am for legalization, yes. And medical and tax, state regulation of it, absolutely, because it keeps out a very criminal element. Prohibition never works. It never worked in America for alcohol for 12 years, and it will never work. And it's been almost 1971, 41 years of the drug war. It's a disaster. There's more drugs, better drugs, cheaper drugs, and that includes cocaine and heroin, and it includes, of course, marijuana, which is the same marijuana that they did in the 1960s. The best marijuana in the world right now is California. So the movie is based on the crazy idea, but it's a hypothetical idea, based on a book by Don Winslow, that one of the cartels, maybe one of the smaller, more pressured cartels, would want to cut in on the California business and would be willing to risk it because it's pretty dangerous. And you know what happens, you've seen the movie, but I want to emphasize that it's a hypothetical situation. Because we hear about it, but we don't see him that much. He wasn't even in the novel. There was no scene in the novel. But we need it in a movie. You can't talk about Azul and not show him. So I needed a man who could appear 2 times in the movie. 2 times, and for short periods. And I needed, as you can tell, a face. Movies are faces. When I saw this man's face in Alan Demian was a treat. He was a dessert. He just joined on. He didn't care, you know, day, schedule. He'd make it work. And this is what he works with directors, and I feel that this is a man who gets it. He gets what movies are about. So many actors will ask, what's my schedule? What do I get paid? Where do I... He's just, I'll show up and I'll do it. And he's the most humble man. And on the set, a delight to work with him. So professional, smooth. I don't think all I can say, he loved screaming. And he could scream and scream for 2 days. It was driving me crazy. So we stuck a rag in his mouth to shut him up. That's where we got the idea. But every actor likes to be crucified. And he found his role. I think he had many more great roles in his life. Aaron, Taylor, Benicio, and Sandra out into the desert of California in the summer of last year. 95, but the humidity, 95-degree humidity, no shade because we had to shoot 360. And also the base camp is a long way away. It's at least a mile away. So, you got to stay out there for long hours. And the girls all keep the parasols. I told Sandra to go live in the car. But that was very hard. Anything with guns and artillery, the heist in the ravines was very complicated. The torture scenes with Demian and Benicio and the boys, very hard because of the pain. It's painful. It's painful to watch pain, but you cannot make a movie like this about the cartels and the brutality. I said yesterday, I think this has so much to do with the Iraq War. I think when Bush Jr. went to Iraq, he brought the world into another phase of violence and meanness and brutality, and all those methods showed up here in Mexico. This was almost Baghdad came to. The wars come home to roost. And that's funny that Taylor's group is from Afghanistan and Iraq. They're all ex-soldiers and they bring the techniques. And then you have Benicio smelling the IED and saying, yeah. But at one point in 2006 or 7, I heard that the homicide rate was higher in Ciudad Juarez than it was in Baghdad. So there's a the road to violence spirals upwards. We must be very careful.